Hello, this is Adam from the Instructional Technology Center, and today we're going to take a look at YouTube embeds into Blackboard. Now, we'll also take a look at a few other features that YouTube has when you are giving out links or maybe embedding some of their content into a learning management system. So there's been some issues with certain courses not showing and displaying YouTube videos that have been embedded, and I think that a lot of those issues have been because of browser settings, and we could take a look at some of those errors that might pop up in your browser if you're trying to look at an embed within YouTube. But I'm also going to show you a few ways that you can prevent those errors from showing within your system. So let's go ahead and get started today. I'm going to start by showing off what an instructor might do to embed a video within Blackboard. So the very first thing we want to jump into here is this content area called YouTube that I created, and I'm going to highlight the build content button, and under this button you're going to have a lot of options. Now I'm going to point your attention right away to YouTube video, and we're going to get to this in a second. There's about 2 ways that you can do it from this particular menu. So the way I'm going to start is with YouTube video mashup. It's probably the most straightforward that you have here. So if I click on YouTube video, it's going to give me a search dialog for this video. Now I've found something out about this search. It's not very good. So I use this method because I kind of like how the search results are displayed and actually embedded into Blackboard. So that's why I even bother using it. But what I want to do is I like to use exact phrase. And why do I use exact phrase? Because then I have to go all the way to YouTube. And let's jump into our CSU-P Technologist channel. So here I am, Instructional Technology Center, all our videos in here. And I'm going to grab one of my videos. So let's just kind of pick one here at random. Well, actually, this is the perfect one. And I'm going to actually show you this link because it's called Enabled Mixed Content in Internet Explorer. And this is important because this is what we're talking about a little bit later in this video. Sometimes you don't have your mixed content available. You're not going to get to see your YouTube video. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this title, Enabled Mixed Content, right click and copy. So all I'm doing is clicking and highlighting the title of this YouTube video because this is what I want to use in Blackboard. I'm going to click back over into Blackboard, and remember I have exact phrase selected. I will paste that video right in there, and I'll click on Go. So it's going to go ahead and search the interwebs and bring up all the options and videos that I have that exact title. Now if you look in here, there's 2 of them online. Now this one, I don't even know what language that is, but I know this one is mine because it's CSU-P Technologist. So at this point, now that I have my results, I can take a preview, which will actually give you the ability to look at the video right there in Blackboard. So you can take a look at it, play the video, take a peek at it. I'm not going to do that right now. I'll go ahead and close out of that. That's the video I want to pick. So then I hit select. So at this point, I will be embedding this video directly into Blackboard. So you have a few options. You can give a little bit more of a description about that video if you like, and you can also change the title if you didn't like the title that it is actually on YouTube. Now below you'll have a few options. You'll have the ability to view it as a thumbnail, a link with a player on the end of that, and then also embed video. Now honestly I like the thumbnail the best, and I'm going to show you why in just a second, because it saves you some room, some real estate, because you're going to be putting multiple videos in some of these folders, and if you embed a pretty large video it really pushes everything down and there's a lot of scrolling involved. So I don't like to do that, but I will show you what it looks like in a moment when you do embed a video. So here I am, and show YouTube URL, I'm going to say no. Show YouTube information, sure, we'll go ahead and do that. Going a little bit further down, if you need to attach an assignment file to that, you can as well. There's also ways to adjust the time that is shown, but at this point all I really wanted to do is select that video, and I will hit submit. Once I hit submit here, it's going to put that content right into Blackboard. And what's pretty nice is that students then go to this content, and let's go ahead and take a look from a student view what this looks like. So I'm going to jump into Internet Explorer as a student. Here we are in the class. I better refresh this since we added some content. I'm going to click over here on YouTube, and lo and behold, there it is from student view, your YouTube content. So a student would click watch video, and it's going to bring up the video that you embedded in Blackboard. They can take a peek at what is going on and what video you link to. So pause that and close it out. So that is one way to embed a video within Blackboard. So let's take a look at another method. So maybe for some reason Blackboard Inc. has a issue with their source functionality, which has happened before, and you can't use that Mashup tool. Well, you can do a direct embed using the HTML code provided on YouTube. So I'm going to go to this Build Content button. Last time, if you remember, we picked YouTube video. This time, I'm just going to create an item. Click on item there. Alright, so here we are in a new item, and this time we're going to embed the video directly using this text box editor down here. So I'm going to give my project a name here. I'm just going to put video in there. That's what we're going to embed. And I did want to quickly point your attention to the Mashup button that's here. Now, this Mashup button will almost function exactly like if you were making a mashup like you saw before, like we just did a few minutes ago. If you click on the YouTube tool, it's going to bring up this familiar search screen, and again you can use the exact phrase and kind of go through that same methodology we used before to get the videos to show up in this search criteria. But I'm not going to do that right now because you know what it looks like. So this little integration is here in the text editor if you ever want to use that. Now as a student, it's important because that's how the students will use that mashup. We're going to do that in just a few minutes from a student perspective. But right now we're going to go through this HTML button. When you click on the HTML button, you're going to get the ability to input some of your HTML that is over here in YouTube, and then we can get that to display directly within Blackboard. So I'm going to hit cancel just for a second here, and I'm going to jump over into YouTube, and we got to go get that embed information. So if I scroll down, I'm going to be able to go right into YouTube and click the share button. Now right when you click on share button, there's going to be this big URL link, and you have a few ways that you can get that URL out to people to watch the video. So if you produce the video and you really want to share it, this is where you'd start using your social media tools to share that link. Right now though, we're going to do a full-on embed because you have to watch this whole video as a student. So if you click on embed, you're going to get this this little window here that has some text that's highlighted, and it's got some HTML. So if you're familiar with HTML, the tags iframe are there at the front and the end, and it gives you the ability to put that video right in there. So I'm going to go ahead and just right click and copy that text. Now I'm going to come back here in just a moment, and we're going to take a look at some of these check marks and what they mean, because this has some very specific things that are going to help you out when you embed things in Blackboard. The very first thing we're going to try out though is we're going to just try a straight iframe embed. Now I'm currently in Firefox, the latest version that they have. It is May 22nd, so as of that time, whatever the highest version of Firefox is, I am in, and I'm jumping over back into Blackboard, and I'm going to click HTML, get my HTML code input, and I'm just going to paste that chunk of code right there with the iframe, and I'm going to click update. Now right away, I know that I embedded something because in my little text box editor, it's going to show that there is something that's embedded. So right when I hit submit, scroll down here, hit submit, it's going to dump in that YouTube video. So as an instructor, I know that I can see it. So I'm going to test it there. That looks great. Now let's go take a peek at it from a student perspective. So here we are in Internet Explorer as a student, and we're going to take a look at if our instructor's embed works. So yep, it looks like it's working right there. It's embedded right into my Blackboard. Now I was going to take a quick second to point out that I am currently in IE9 on a Windows 7 machine, and it is working, this embed. If you are a Windows XP machine, I also tested it there. It seemed to be working. I was on Service Pack 3, and I had IE8 up to its latest update and all the security patches. So everything seemed like it was working perfectly fine in IE8, and also I tested it on my Windows 8 machine in IE9, also in all the versions of Firefox on my XP computer, my Windows 7 computer, and my Windows 8 computer. So it works across the board, but that doesn't mean there won't be issues. Now, why do you mean there's going to be issues? Let me show you. There's a few things that are going to happen on the user side in the browsers that people are looking at these videos through, and these are just common things that happen with embedding videos. So a few things that you can do to prevent issues from happening, I'm going to show you right now. So first of all, I'm going to click on this this image that I have, and if you are in Internet Explorer, you may at some time get this message. That's a little pixelated. I just pulled this off from offline. It says, "Do you want to view only the web page content that was delivered securely?" So that's basically saying, do you want to see things that are delivered through this HTTPS? Now, if you are, I'm going to switch over to this YouTube for a second. I'm going to show you, if you have this embed code and you look into this embed code, you see HTTP, so it doesn't have that S there. And so what that's saying is, in this message, it's only going to deliver things that are delivered through HTTPS. Now, what does that have to do? Well, if you look at Blackboard, here we are in Blackboard, we deliver everything through HTTPS. So someone might, on their computer, get that message, and if they do, they actually have to click no to be able to see the video. We get these dialog boxes all the time. We just click yes. We want to see the content. In this particular scenario, clicking yes actually makes it so you cannot see the content. So that's probably one of the bigger issues with Internet Explorer. And a lot of people that don't use other browsers and just use Internet Explorer by default will have this particular setting on what's called prompt. So every time they open their browser and they try to look at content that is not secure, they get this prompt. And if they get in the habit of just clicking yes at that prompt, they may not realize that they are disabling their ability to be able to see that content. So the very first fix is all they have to click is no on this window, and then they'll be able to see the content load. But what are other ways that you can fix that? Now, I will say, go and watch this enabled mixed content Internet Explorer video, because it explains exactly what you need to do in the video. But basically, you need to get to this menu called the mixed content menu, display mixed content. So this is deep within the settings of your IE browser, and once you get down to it, you click on display mixed content, and you want to enable that. So what that's going to do is it's going to always display mixed content. If you disable it, you will never see those HTTPs come through, and if you prompt for it, you're going to get that beautiful little prompt that I just showed you. So there are a few things that you can look at when you're getting your videos ready to be embedded in Blackboard. Well, one thing that you can do is, let's go and change this video. I'm going to go and edit my video, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change a little bit of that HTML that I put in there, and I'm going to make my YouTube link an HTTPS link. So I'm going to go back over to my enabled content area, and that's where these boxes come into play. So I can click use HTTPS, and Google's going to deliver that through an HTTPS link. So now I can go ahead and copy that video, and I can go back into Blackboard, and this time I'm going to edit my HTML, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete all the old HTML, right click, and I'll delete that, and then I'm going to right click again, and I'm going to paste that new HTML that has the HTTPS, and then I'm going to hit update, and then I'll go ahead and submit that in Blackboard. So now all the people that view your content will be able to see it through the HTTPS link. So since it's set up like that, I'm going to go in there as a student again, refresh this viewpoint, and it's still being delivered clearly. So you would not get that prompt in this scenario because everything on this page at this point is being delivered via HTTPS. Okay, so the last scenario that we need to go through is a student putting something into a discussion board or some sort of text editor area because they want them to reply with a video response, let's say. Let's jump into our Internet Explorer, and we'll jump into our discussions as a student. And there's our instructions. We got our forum, YouTube embeds, embed a video from YouTube. So as a student, I can click in here, and I'm going to create a thread, give it a subject, and I'll say my video. And I can come in here. Now, you have both options as a student, as long as you have your whole text box editor here. You can click on your HTML. You can do those methods that I showed before with the HTTPS and the iframe embed. I did want to point out one other way. I'm going to close out of that HTML window for a second. If I'm back over here in this YouTube video, if you are having major issues and something is not working, one of the little options that you can always use is use Old Embed Code. If you click use Old Embed Code, you're going to get a bigger chunk of code in here, and it uses an older method that YouTube decided that they wanted to change from to embed this video. So I would say go ahead and try to use that. It uses Flash to embed that video. Sometimes it doesn't work on specific devices that you might use if you use the old way to embed your video. So use that in situations that seem like are dire. I'm not going to use that embed code. I just wanted to point that out, and we're going to go actually back in as that student there, and we're going to use the Mashup tool as a student. So again, as a student, they can go in there, they'll be able to use the YouTube video, and they'll be able to use their search criteria. So we're going to do exact word or phrase, set that guy up. Let's go and grab that exact word or phrase. So they're going to grab that video, right click, copy the title, jump back in there. I'm going to paste that title right in there. I'm going to hit go. So again, I'm there as a student, so then video comes up. I'll be able to select the video. I'm going to keep the name the same. Everything looks great for me. I'm going to hit submit. So as a student, the video actually just gets dropped right directly into my post. So we saw this before as it being dropped in as an item within a Blackboard from an instructor view, but as a student, you get it right in your text box editor. So underneath I can say this is my vid, and scroll down and submit my post. So as a student, I have submitted a post of my video. Take a look at this. So for me, I can see this video here. I can click the watch video, and it should bring up my embedded video to take a peek at. So as the instructor, I can jump in there. Let's get back into our Blackboard course. Oh, let's refresh this viewpoint and see if there's anybody that posted. Yep, looks like somebody posted in our thread. Jump on in there. Take a look at who did their post. Click on their thread and see what content they put in there. Take a look at their video. And there it is. And so that concludes this tutorial for embedding YouTube videos within Blackboard. Gave you a comprehensive look how it might look from both ways. So really, in summary, what you need to make sure is that you are grabbing that URL from Blackboard with an HTTPS link if you're going to really be embedding into our Blackboard system. That's going to circumvent some of those warning errors that people might have when they are seeing it in our Blackboard course. You can always use the Mashup tool. That's a great way to get it into Blackboard easily. If you use the exact phrase, has a nice little formatting to it, so you can save some of that real estate there. So again, if you have any questions, you can call us at the Instructional Technology Center. Our number is 549-2024. Follow us on Twitter at doubledropdown.com. Check out our blog, and I'll see you later. This is Adam Pocious signing off for the Instructional Technology Center.